Hey guys, it's Scott with Scottie B Cards. In this video, I want to rank every single gimmick that Fanatics has introduced since they bought Topps. Okay, so Fanatics bought Topps a few years ago, and they've introduced new gimmicks. You can call them gimmicks. That's what they've been accepted as in sports cards. I'm not saying they're all bad. Maybe we want to say innovations. Maybe that's the better word. Either way, I've identified 14 different things Fanatics has done with baseball cards since they've purchased Topps, and I want to rank them from from worst to best, actually. And to start that off, we have retrofractors and retrofractor autographs. One thing I want to point out before I dive into why I don't like these is there may be some that I didn't include, whether it's just a new basic parallel. Maybe it's going to be something I just forgot. So let me know in the comments down below if I missed anything, but these are the 14 I could think of. I don't like retrofractors and retrofractor autographs of players who are retired, especially because some of them, well, not these players in particular, but they already have rookie cards with Topps. So like it feels completely unnecessary. It feels like a completely just fabricated thing. They even attached to the Babe Ruth like a big bounty after it. I think they're good looking cards. The retrofractor autographs aren't as bad, but the first Bowman logo should go to prospects when they're prospects, not to veterans who've retired, just to add something of no real value, in my opinion. Like the Pete Rose autograph, cool. I get that's cool. If you're a Pete Rose fan or Reds fan, cool. But I don't know. Not a big fan of this series and this set, but we're going to be seeing it for years to come. At number 13 is how Topps had these players sign my first Bowman auto. You can tell they put in quotations on the paper, sign my first Bowman auto, because Boston Barrow, he actually put in quotations that other players understood that they just wanted him to write that. Either way, I think it's just a gimmicky thing. Like not even a good gimmick, it's just a gimmicky thing. There's already a Bowman chromatograph superfractor. They're trying to make this something of value. There's no difference between the number 1 and the number 2 out of 150 of the blue, aside from the my first Bowman auto. I like inscriptions when they're genuine and not asked for. When they're asked for and forced, it doesn't really do much for me. And on top of that, how do we know these blues were the first my Bowman autographs, or everyone, the first ones they signed? They could have started with the base and then they saw the blues and then said, we're told to do that, so they did it. There's a lot of things I don't love about it. It's basically to me like an eBay 1 of 1, but in real life. Not that crazy to me, not a big fan. Love Bowman chromatographs. I guess some people might like this, but not for me personally. Frozen Fractors, number 12. And Frozen Fractors, I've always not loved the negative numbering aspect. I think Frozen Fractors look really cool. I understand the thought process behind them. I was a lot more critical of Frozen Fractors in the past. I just have accepted that it is what it is, and it's Topps just trying things, and that's okay. But I'm not a big fan of Frozen Fractors. Negative numbering's just never done it for me. The negative 3 out of 0, negative 2 out of 0, negative 5 out of 0. I don't know. I don't know. Just, it's not my thing. The 1 of 1 first card. So if you're not familiar with these cards, that's because Topps made a big mess up on these. You'll see with this Bryce Harper, it looks like a base card. That's because they forgot the foil. There's a 1-on-1 at the back of the Bryce Harper here, but they forgot the foil on the front. What these are actually the first sheet of Topps cards made for each player. So there's only one of them. It's 1 of 1. So like on the sheet, here's an unprinted sheet back here, has a bunch of different players, and they cut it up and they put them into packs. This is the first one for production. And it looks like the base card, even without the first card designation. They forgot to include the first card designation on every single card. So if you pull it with the 1-on-1 in the back, you send it to Topps and they will send you back a redemption like you see up here with that added on. So the execution sucks, which maybe that's why I'm a little bit sour on it, but it just feels like an unnecessary 1 of 1 that, like, this is an eBay 1 of 1. This is like if you have a gold number to 2024 and it's number 1 of 2024, it's like, oh, well, that's the first printed, so that means it has more value. Like, maybe a little, but not worth making a 1 of 1 out of it. But some people, they might love this, and I understand, like, hey, I have the number of the first one printed. That's cool to you. That's great. It's just not my favorite thing. Number 10 is the Kevin Hart parallel. So if you're not familiar with these, in Topps Series 1, there was actually on, I believe, all Philly cards, or a majority of the Phillies players' cards, Kevin Hart is in them. And there's 52 of these made for each player, or each card that has Kevin Hart on them. They're numbered to 52 because he's 5'2", which is kind of cool. I don't hate this. I think it might be fun to include celebrities on other cards as well, but it's definitely a gimmick, and definitely very gimmicky. It's not their first time inserting players into cards. We saw with the 2007 Derek Jeter, 2007 Derek Jeter. They put George Bush and Mickey Mantle in the background behind Jeter swinging. That was not a short print. That was just the base card. So not the first time I've ever done it, but some people love it, some people hate it. I personally prefer these over the other things I just showed. I think it's funny, so it is what it is. At number 9 with the holiday parallels, I don't hate the holiday parallels. Actually, most of these I understand why they exist, and I don't really hate any of them besides maybe the Bowman Chrome First for retired players and the My First Bowman Chrome autograph. Everything else is like they could all move positions slightly, but these are the holiday parallels. They were introduced in 2023 Topps update. You hear this like his like the scared cat, the bats, the skeletons. They're numbered to like 5. The witch's hat I think is the 1 of 1. This is the 5 or out of 10 and so forth. They're cool. I don't think that the Easter parallels look nearly as good as the Halloween parallels. They just didn't quite do it for me. And on top of that, they're doing for Series 2 a 4th of July parallels with like hot dogs and fireworks. The fireworks could look really cool, actually. Those could be sought after. But they're holiday parallels. I know I said I wasn't going to include all parallels, but I thought these were unique enough and a unique concept it was worth discussing. But I'm neutral. I like Halloween, so I like them, and I will buy them if there's a player I care about. There's nobody I really wanted from the checklist in 2023 update, maybe Tovar. But other than that, not much. Number 8, taco fractors. These would have been dead last if they did not actually give you the opportunity to get lifetime tacos if you had the player's card during the World Series. And let me explain. So when these were introduced, we all thought taco fractors were dumb. They did not explain to us that these out of 5 cards, if you owned one of them and the player you own the card of stole a base in the World Series, you would get $15,000 to Taco Bell. So we did not know that. And we just like, why are we having taco parallels? That's what we all thought. They're actually an insert on a parallel technically, but every player has them. I believe every player. And then there's also a wild card where if any player that does not have a taco fractor steals a base in the World Series, you get the $15,000. And so these have worn on me. These are Taco Bell's tacos. Like these are their stock image of tacos. So people found that online as well. We thought like, oh, Topps just stole that. No, like they partnered with Taco Bell on a project and they've worn on me a little bit. So I'm interested to see if these continue this year or not, but they're middle of the pack in regards to gimmicks. I think it was fun. Probably got them some news headlines. So taco fractors, are they a success? You tell me. Game used base autographs. These are actually game used debut base autographs, I should have said. I don't like that they did it in Inception. And the reason I don't like them in Inception is because Inception is a product with sticker autographs and with non-game used relics. So it's very random. They put like one of the most important game used relics and on-card autographs in this one set where historically that's not what they do. And outside of these few cards, they don't do that. I like the concept of the game used bases from the debut. Pretty cool, especially if the player did well and you know they touched the base. But pretty cool, middle of the road idea for me because, you know, there's quite a few of them printed. 99 for Brenton Doyle over here. Then there's out of 50, out of 25, and so forth. Number 6 is the team color match. So these have been divisive a little bit, I would say, because some people just liked the team color if it was just the actual color or didn't have the team logos. Some people love the team logos, and some people just don't like these cards in general. I do like the cards. I think they're fun, especially if you're a big team collector, if you want to go for the full complete set. They're short prints. I think there's about 300 to 400 of them made, so not like super rare, but they're pretty rare, and they're going to be expensive for the top players. Number 6 is the team color match. At number 5 is hidden gems. And if you disagree with me on this, I wouldn't be upset because I like the hidden gem concept. I don't think the cards are like super gorgeous necessarily, but what these are is these are super short prints that you can find in every major release. So like in Heritage, Series 1, all these different random sets, you can find these hidden gem cards and they're like 1 in 60,000 packs. So only a few of them are made, and there's rookies, there's veterans, and so forth. So they're pretty cool. I wish they looked a little bit better. I think they did a good job with this year with Ellie De La Cruz. That purple and speckle is really cool looking. I also like that they have them in baseball, they have them in racing, they have them in soccer sets, football sets, if you want to say that, as well. I like that it's cross sports, and I like that they are a chase that we're going to see in every single set. Basketball will have these as well when they get the license, I bet, and that's going to help the value of these potentially because they are the super short print of these players, kind of like a Kaboom, but way more rare. At number 4, we have the Ohtani Babe Ruth dual cut autograph. Pretty cool. There's quite a few Babe Ruth cut autographs out there. Like there are. They're very rare, like still and compared to like the supply and demand. I understand that. But it's cool they paired it with Ohtani. And I think they executed it really well. One hitting, one pitching. The two players who are famous for hitting and pitching. So 2 1-of-1s. I have nothing really negative to say about these. They're both great cards, both huge sets. I think this was in Definitive, which is a good set to put these in. Maybe Dynasty next year. They don't have patch autographs, so maybe that's why. But I think they could get away with a dual autograph in in Dynasty, and that makes more sense to me. But that is the Ohtani Babe Ruth dual 1/1. One thing about Fanatics is they try to think outside the box or create cards that will draw buzz outside of the sports card world, and this is the type of thing that will draw buzz outside of immediate sports card fans. At number 3 of the Golden Mirror Super Short Prints. And you might say they didn't invent the super short print. They didn't. I'm not saying they did. What they did do is they introduced every single player on the checklist having a super short print. So they got away from just having specific all-star players, the same guys every year, and now there's a super short print for every single player. So out of the 350 in Series 1, the 350 in Series 2, the 310, 30, whatever it's going to be in update, every single one of those cards has a super short print, only about 100 to 200 of them. There's no multiple variations of short prints like Juan Soto and Ronald Acuna Jr. in update in 2018. There was like levels of the short prints. There's just one super short print. They made the back gold, so it's obvious to tell it's a short print. I do like everything about that. They did not invent this, so it's not higher, but I do like that they did what they did. At number 2, the True Photo short prints. These are a Topps thing. And it gets back to the whole point of what baseball cards are for. Back when baseball cards were made, people wanted them because you didn't have TV, you didn't have color newspaper. And so everybody wanted to see their favorite baseball player and put it on the wall or just look at it. And it was art and it was awesome. And I think the True Photo short prints are awesome. Only about 100 of them are made for every single player. They make these team cards look awesome. So this is actually a card with Ohtani and Mookie. And it talks about how it's like star meetup or something. It says that on the bottom, and I like how it's just the photo. It basically just keeps the Topps logo. For rookies, it has the rookie logo, and for second-year players, it has the rookie cup logo. So really cool set. True Photos are even more rare than the Golden Mirror parallels. I don't have the exact number at the top of my head, but I do know that they're very much more rare. And number 1 is the rookie debut patch. I think this is the best thing that Topps, or Fanatics, has done. Really great idea. They really leverage their connections to get these into packs. They're in packs that we can all afford, which is great. They're not just for the ultra high-end collectors. Everybody has a chance at these. I don't think we've seen the Volpe actually surface. This Kodai Senga is probably the biggest one. I don't think we've even seen the Jordan Walker surface. There's a few that have big major bounties on them from big companies that we haven't seen. But either way, I love the rookie debut patch. And honestly, out of all of these, there's only 1 or 2 I don't really like. Like, I really dislike them. And I think Fanatics has done a much better job than I anticipated and a lot of people anticipated in innovating on things that collectors can go after. They've done everything good? No, I'm not going to bash them right now. I think we've talked about things they've done negative in the past, but these are all great things they've done. And let me in the comments down below what you disagree with on my thoughts and opinions and where you would order everything. And other than that, I will see you in the next video.